All right, week 7, we got the Lions versus the Vikings. This is going to be a fun game. Let's go ahead and talk about this. So the line has Minnesota winning by 1.5. I'm going to take that. The model is mixed on this, but it should be a really good game either way. So I love this game. I love seeing good games. I don't like to do predictions on the last place teams because really nobody cares. In my opinion, you just shouldn't be betting those games. Every now and again, there's some interesting things that come up which make me do them. Kind of like this last week, I did the Jets versus Buffalo just because they're a regional rival. But by and large, I like these good games. It might not be the best games to bet, but they're fun to watch and do predictions. So like I said, the model is mixed. The raw numbers have Detroit with a 61% chance of winning and a 3-point spread. But when I come down here, the Bayesian adjustment, the algorithm is saying is on. And so what it's saying here is when I come down here, this is one of the keys. So it is, just to give you a little bit of background, it is I run a Bayesian adjustment in the background. And one of the things that is going to tell me that it's a good time to take one of these scenarios is when the model is saying that Minnesota should be 29 points under, but in reality, they're 63 points ahead that their point differential is. In which case, it's saying, hey, what's the situation when Minnesota overperforms? Which in this matchup, which case it's saying that they've got about a 4.5 point spread lead on that one. And so, and then when I come over here, is the model is actually saying that it also underestimates Detroit, but not nearly as much. That's actually not too terribly bad when it's saying that they should that they've scored their point differential is 60, and the model is saying it would be 22. So it's pretty close in that case. You could conceivably say that both teams overperform, in which case you could reasonably come to the conclusion that the model favors Detroit by 8.5. The reason why I like to show you all this data so that you can look through it, and you might very well say that you like the raw data. You might very well look at it and say that you like one of these Bayesian picks. So like I said, the raw data has Detroit winning a very close game of about 21-17-ish. So nonetheless, it should be a great game to watch. The only thing I would point out is that Minnesota, right now, their rushing game just doesn't seem to be there, but they're passing the ball. They're running, or their defense is strong. And then you go to Detroit, they're solid all the way around. So, again, should be a great game. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the raw numbers here. So, as you remember, the raw numbers show that it should be a fairly close game with a slight advantage to Detroit. Where I think you see that is right over here in this running game. So, showing that Detroit should be able to run the ball a bit more, with Minnesota being able to pass the ball a bit more. The way that kind of works out, it's just a slight advantage for Detroit in that case. And then when I come over here, we definitely see that Minnesota is getting sacked a bit more. I think that's also something with Sam Darnold as well. Both of these teams is showing, both of these quarterbacks have a propensity for throwing interceptions. I have to say Sam Darnold's looking a lot better this year when it comes to that. And then when you look at the explosiveness, it's showing both teams are about the same. So again, it's not too surprising that you're going to see some pretty similar numbers considering how close the score was. It's also showing for a low scoring game as well. Both of these have really good defenses, and I would believe that as well. So look forward to your questions and comments. Again, I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers this year, so I'd love it if I can get more subscribers, and drop me a note. Thank you.